Welcome to a new edition of Loose Lips and Liquor.
Well, today, you guys, we're going to be talking about R. Kelly and all the things that's going on with him. But before we get started, we're going to have just a little bit of wine. We've had this before, our favorite Audie's sweet wine, red wine.
I'm sad today, y'all.
She's sad because, well...
we found out R. Kelly,
But like you didn't know he was already a pervert.
Well, we knew he was a pervert, but I mean, it just...
Really?
Well, I'm just saying it made you feel more...
She's one of the people that went online and got... made sure she got his album before she couldn't download
12
it.
plays, y'all. I love that. I love it.
I know. I mean, I wasn't saying he wasn't musically...
Yeah, I love his music. I don't like what he did.
Yeah, I hate what he did. I mean, that man...
Cheers.
If he's done... Oh, yeah. Cheers. If he's done what he's been accused of, sexually assaulting these young girls under the age of 17, because in Chicago, who's bringing the charges, the legal age of consent is 17. So these girls were 13 to...
Well, I know 14.
Yeah, the one was 13. So
I didn't hear him
I'm pretty sure I saw 13 on the announcement. And that just makes it hard to deal with when you have to, realize. And then when they were going through his actual charges, they would tell how old he was.
Yeah.
Like he was 31 at the time, and he was 40 at the time, and he was 48 at the time. Then he went...
I'm going to need for him not to been so... First of all, doing it, period. He videotaped it.
He videotaped like...
Idiot.
Well, I'm glad he did.
Well, I'm glad he did too, but I'm saying, if you're going to commit a crime, don't... That show you this...
To show how quick. And then Avenatti, that's the lawyer that's bringing it to the...
He took it to the grand jury.
The prosecutor, so they could take it. He said, we're coming after everybody, which I appreciate because there were some people doing some dirt other than the arcade. Maybe they weren't having sex with the girls, or at least they weren't taping it anyhow.
We don't know then. Oh, well, he probably wasn't because before we get into all that, he looks like he's going to go to prison for life.
Yeah, if he's convicted. Because
he's got charges in the state of Illinois. Mm-hmm. There probably would be charges in Georgia and charges, I believe, in Florida that we know of.
Well, Florida is that one girl, Jocelyn. I think she's still with him. They came to court the other day with him when he was after Dave.
Well, she's grown too.
Yeah, she was 17 at the time the sex took place. And
so
Florida's saying that she was able to
consent.
Okay,
well, we know Georgia and Illinois.
Yeah. And he's looking at IRS troubles, child support, even though Andre said he was such a good father and let them have a life but he's behind on child support.
He also, after the states get after him, the feds... I think they're going to have some charges against him. Mm-hmm. R. Kelly, long.
Yeah, see you later, dude, because
you're out of here.
He's out of here, and rightfully so if he's committed all these crimes.
On children. I don't feel sorry for the chicks because you're grown.
But yeah, he even spat on the hairdresser because she wouldn't go along with his sexual...
She should have punched him in the nose.
Should have, but she didn't. I mean, that was her livelihood. I guess she was thinking...
Girl, see, that's back to last show. Mm-hmm. Integrity.
Oh, yeah.
You can't... Man, I don't care how much he was giving up in money. You spit on me, I'm going to punch you in the nose and continue to work on you. You're not going to spit on me. So these women are allowed because, and that's what the prosecutor was saying. The people I think he's got 10 people in mind that was in his inner circle, and they know that they knew about it. I don't know if they got the girls for him, but they had knowledge of the sexual abuse going on. And so they look like they're going to do some time too.
It looks like it, doesn't it? Well,
Oh, and he couldn't even bond down.
as far as I know, he has not bound down. Today
I couldn't find
is,
any information saying he did.
Yeah, because he had to come up with $100,000 and to bond out, and he couldn't come up with it last night. And so far as today, which is Sunday, he has, as far as I know, he's still in there. But you know what? Why don't we do a reaction video of the press conference from Avenatti, and we'll end with that.
Fine with it?
Good afternoon. Let me start by from the very first moment that I approached her in connection with the information that we had uncovered has been nothing but dedicated and professional. She gave me her personal assurance the first time that I met her in person earlier this month that she was going to see to it that a fair and thorough investigation was conducted by her office, that they were going to be diligent and beyond thorough as it related to getting to the bottom of this evidence and potentially bringing criminal charges against R. Kelly. This has not been a rush to judgment by any stretch of the imagination. They have been very thorough, as I said earlier, dedicated, and methodical in their investigation. I presently represent 6 clients, 2 victims, 2 parents, as well as 2 whistleblowers who can both be described as knowing R. Kelly and being within his inner circle for the better part of 25 years.
See, they know he was going down. They want to get ahead of it, so they say, I'm going to,
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you.
We began a thorough investigation. We traveled the United States. We interviewed witnesses. We uncovered documents. And we did so very, very quietly so as to ensure that no complaints could later be made that we were pursuing this for any other reason other than justice. Again, we began in April of last year. Earlier this month, we uncovered and recovered a videotape of over 40 minutes in length. We promptly brought it to the attention of Ms. Fox and others in her office. This tape leaves no question as to whether R. Kelly is guilty of multiple sexual illegal acts against a 14-year-old girl. The tape was shot in the late 90s, approximately 1999.
Well, the one
It depicts 2 separate scenes
he's
shot on 2 separate
the
days
lawyer for her.
within Mr. Kelly's residence at the time. The audio on the tape is clearly, you can clearly listen to it. It is clear. The video is far superior than the video that was used in connection with the 2008 trial. It is an entirely different video.
As far as I know, it's still
Repeatedly
VHS
on the
tape.
video, both
Yes,
the
this
victim
happened back
and
years
Mr.
ago.
Kelly refer to the victim's age as being 14. That occurs in excess of 10 separate times on the video. Both the victim and Mr. Kelly can be heard referencing her age. It is also clear from other things that are depicted on the video that this was in no way role-playing during some sexual act. It
You
is
wouldn't even
clear
talk to a kid
that
like
this
that.
young lady was
If they was
14
role
years of
playing,
age
it's crazy.
during the
Well,
time
I
the
mean,
video
it's
was
some
shot.
crazy role playing.
Mr. Kelly, throughout the video, stops what he's doing, stops his acts of sexual assault, and
That's why, like he said, sexual
proceeds
assault.
to
It was not sex.
move the video
It's sexual
camera
assault
and
against that
adjust the
child.
camera angle, zooming in, changing the direction of the shot,
is an
and things
idiot.
of that nature.
Oh,
So
God.
there's no question that he knew exactly
All
what
these
he
girls are here to
was
mess with
doing.
babies.
Yeah, I know.
At one time, or at one point in time on the video, in the first scene, it is clear that Mr. Kelly is having the victim watch another piece of pornography, which appears to be him with yet another young girl on a big screen television in the background. Repeatedly on the video,
He was living out
the
some
young
kind
lady
of
refers to
sexual
Mr.
fantasy.
Kelly as Daddy. The
Look at
video
him with
depicts
Daddy's
Mr.
man.
Kelly engaged in oral sex with the young victim, both receiving as well as giving, as well as vaginal intercourse and anal penetration. There are also instances of Mr. Kelly urinating on the young girl on the videotape. This video was turned over
What
again
is it
to
with
Ms.
him
Fox
pissing
and
on
others in
people?
her office
Is he a dog?
earlier
Yeah,
this
he a
month
dog.
within days of our recovery of the tape.
You know
We
what?
have
He
since
marks
provided
his
additional
territory.
information
That's where
and
that pen
evidence
mess gets
to
from.
Ms.
I never
Fox
thought of
and
that.
others
You know the
in her
dogs do
office.
it. Boy dogs
We
do it.
envision continuing to do so because our investigation is not complete. We are aware of 2 other tapes in existence, one of which we have recovered, the second of which we are in the process of recovering, and as soon as we do, we will be providing those tapes as well to Ms. Fox and others in her office. Today marks a watershed moment in the 25 years of abuse by this predator known as R. Kelly. He, together with those that enabled him, undertook a course of action over 2 decades to abuse and sexually assault young girls, especially many of whom were the most vulnerable in our society.
That's right.
Girls that many
Needed
would not
money.
listen to.
Yeah.
Girls that came from very tough times and tough neighborhoods in many instances. These were the most vulnerable. And yet this predator, Mr. Kelly, preyed on them repeatedly.
And Andre up there.
I want to send
That's
a
my
message
baby daddy.
to the enablers of Mr. Kelly.
And she probably knew about
To
it.
the
I wonder.
agents
That's what I'm saying, but
and the
it's-
I'm gonna
managers
tell you something. I've been
and the
married.
attorneys
You about know what they
and the
do.
others
I know.
who stood idly by
She might be in
and
that
looked the
10,
other way
10 count.
and turned a blind eye while teenage girls were
That's
sexually
inner circle.
assaulted for over 2 decades. I will not rest until each of you is brought to justice. We will uncover evidence relating
That's
to
your
your
ass, Mr.
participation
Postman.
in these crimes.
I know.
Mr. Kelly did not do this alone.
That's right.
No, he did.
So with
One,
the
we cut this
assistance
off here and
of
can make
all
our
of
video
these
too
folks.
long, but we want to thank you guys for watching, and you can find the rest of that video on YouTube, and I'll try to leave a link to it below. But one thing we want to ask you guys to subscribe to our channel
Yes.
and to like
Hit
our
the like.
channel.
Yep. And also leave a comment, especially about R. Kelly. I loved him as an artist, but this other mess, he doing too much.
Too much.
He has done too much. Well, he has been sexually abused, and we do know people who were sexually abused as a child, they become predators
I
themselves.
know, but he could have had enough money to get himself some help.
He don't think he's sick.
Well, that's for another show, you guys. So we're going to say goodbye, and we'll be back as soon as we find out any more information about R. Kelly and his sick
Perverted.
ways. So
He's marking, you know, that pissing stuff. He's marking his territory, just like a puppy,
Ew.
a dog boy,
Nasty.
a dog. Yeah, this is
Nasty. And those poor children that had that to happen to them. Just think about it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not condoning it, but some of these little girls.
No. I don't care what these little girls wanted. They were grown. He was a grown
I'm
man.
not saying that, but they can be I ran into some this
I don't
weekend.
kid them.
And they lie, and I'm not saying, but he
know.
knew that she was 14.
They lie, but you better find out. Ask for some ID. Ain't not ain't
Yeah.
that hard. Ain't
The dude.